What's good, Council of Comics? We're back in 30 seconds. What is good, Council of Comics? Welcome to the Council of Comics Film and Box Office News, episode number 33. We're doing Flash Gordon.
Black is like the brightest day. Where are the heroes? Soon as they get here, everything will be alright. I need a hero. Someone superhuman who can come and save my life. Crisis after crisis.
What is good, Council of Comics? Thank you for joining us today on this beautiful Sunday, April 16th. We are back. We missed last week because of the holiday, but we're back for Film and Box Office News episode number 33. We are doing Flash Gordon today, and I've got, of course, my trusted, loyal counsel with me, Cliff, Phil, Green Shirt Guy. How you doing?
What's up?
What's up?
Good. Chilling.
If you
How'd
hear ambient noise, just let me know. I left the TV on in the other room, and I don't think you'll hear it. But if you do, just let me know. I'll go get it.
All right. I don't hear anything now, so you're good. So we were off for a weekend, even though we came back the next day. But I feel like we've been gone for much longer. And
I don't. I'm
so
exhausted.
much to talk
I don't
about.
know what you people are doing. I hosted my Thanksgiving. All of you out, not Thanksgiving, Easter.
Thanksgiving.
It was like Thanksgiving. Everyone who goes out and you celebrate at someone's house and they took care of everything, I was like, you kiss their derrieres for the work they put in.
Yes.
Good Lord, I'm still so tired.
May you be extremely blessed, Cliff. May you be extremely blessed for
I
giving
love my
brothers.
family.
That's good. I'm glad you guys enjoyed your holiday. So let's get into some stuff because we got a lot to go over. It's been a while. Let me get some of this stuff off the screen. Let's get this off our face over here. So we'll start off with some film and box office news. John Wick 4 is already the highest earning John Wick movie.
Then the Pope's Catholic and the sky is blue.
This is news? No.
No.
But the news is that the Continental is going to drop.
I heard about
The
that.
Continental is going to be a 3-part event, 3-night event.
With
And
Mel
it's-
Gibson.
With Mel Gibson, who they don't show in anything, but he is the major villain. It is following the character of Winston and how he gets the Continental.
Is it what channel is it going to be on?
Peacock.
Oh, I have Peacock.
Yeah,
Awesome.
It will be on Peacock. So a lot of good stuff for John Wick. Of course, they also announced that the Ballerina will be coming out sometime next year. That's the next
And will
spin-off
take
movie.
place. It's going to take place before John Wick 4, I think, is like in the timeline.
I mean,
Wait,
it would
Ballerina
make
or
sense
the
if it
or the
takes place-
Continental.
Ballerina.
I believe Ballerina takes place like right as the John Wick movies are happening.
It would make sense if it's the Ballerina that we see. It would take between 3 and 4 or concurrently with 3.
Mm-hmm.
The rumor
Yeah.
I heard is that it takes place between 3 and 4.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited for that, man. Excited for a lot of things. Next story: Disney suffered the biggest box office flop of 2022 with a loss of $200 million. Can you imagine losing $200 million?
Yeah, just talk to the guys who did Black Adam.
It's Shazam, right?
Oh, Shazam!
Shazam.
Yeah. Yikes! Like, we look at
I'm
What
like
is that?
genuinely sad for the crew and cast of Shazam. Fury of
I
the
am.
Gods.
Right? They may get this award for like when 2023's number.
Oh,
come
they
out.
definitely got it, man.
Yeah.
I don't see anything else beating that for deficit. The Strange World is the movie they're talking about.
Have
You
you
guys
seen
seen
it?
Strange World?
Yeah, it was
No.
great. It was
I
great.
haven't seen it.
My
No.
biggest upset about this is the people out there who bash this movie. They're like, oh, this is what Disney gets for trying too hard to push diversity, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, the movie just wasn't that great.
Right. Right. Like, I
Like-
get some people where they say some stuff, but then I don't get them. I'm just like, the movie, just, from what I hear, the movie just wasn't good. Has nothing to
wasn't
do
a
with
great
diversity
I mean,
or anything like that.
I can see if I'm being diplomatic here. I can see why people would say that, and I could see. I mean, there's one of the plot points towards the end is fully in your face. Environmental. It's not shielded at all. So I can see that, but you can do that if the story's good enough to earn it. The story wasn't that great. It was just kind
You
of
can't carry a film on an agenda.
right.
You have to have a story that kind of goes with that.
They came out right like they competed with themselves, and they competed with Black Panther too, I think, at the time. So
Yeah.
Well, they figured they were safe releasing a family film, and a very serious film, right? But I just think I don't know.
everybody's going to go see Black Panther too.
Yeah, and I also think we're in a new era of theater. When a thing is about to come out, now you have these groups who will target a film and call it every name in the book, a la Black Adam, Shazam, before it even comes out.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will be like, well, I just don't want to go see that because of what I heard. You know what I mean? This is that new era of film stuff.
The last time I ever fell for that was John Carter. I told my friend it was his birthday, and I said, I really don't want to see this dude. Haven't you heard? Everybody's trashing this film. He's like, no, it looks dope. I want to go. Let's go. So I went with him and his girlfriend, and I left the theater, and I said, holy crap, I can't believe how good this movie is. And I was on Twitter and everywhere like, this movie's great. Go to theaters. Go see it. My voice, nothing. Disney had an agenda to squash that film anyway, but it's still right now. If you watch it in 4K, it's still one of the most gorgeous productions.
It's forget gorgeous. It's actually a decent story.
No, and it's a great film.
It's long, I'll say that, but it's a fun movie. And it ends on a cliffhanger that you're like, oh, they only made one.
Yep. And it's like, anyhow, that was the last time, and I was like, I don't know, I was really like kind of like undone by that, and I'm like, never again. From now on.
I wonder if that movie suffered a little bit from what's the main? Is it Taylor Hitch? Whatever his name is.
No, it really.
Well, no, I just wonder if there was some fatigue with him because he was in a lot of stuff right around.
Yeah, but he was not mainstreaming. This was a great mainstream role for him.
I don't disagree. This is the kind of film that, if had it done well, could have catapulted him.
Was this before Wolverine Origins or after?
After Wolverine Origins.
This was after Wolverine Origins.
Yeah, but again, he's not a main event in Wolverine Origins. Right. Here is, can you carry a film? Right? Like, this is the test. This movie. Yeah. And he could. And he worked so hard. And they were all amazing. And it's devastating, right? I'm sure it was devastating for him career-wise, but I mean, I was devastated because I was like, are you kidding me? I'm now into this dude. I'm ready for more movies. I'm into this story. I love the princess. I'm super into this.
All right.
And Disney's like, oh, we lost hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
Why Mario rivals Mickey Mouse explained by Nintendo in Illumination.
I mean,
is there a quote here? Okay, let me get this guy out of here. Shigeru Miyamoto. There was a time when Mario was compared with Mickey Mouse, and at the time I thought that Mickey Mouse was 40 years older than Mario, so he had no chance. But Mickey Mouse has evolved through the evolution of animation, and in that same sense, we have the idea that Mario then is going to evolve through a digital medium. With every new technology and hardware that we put out, there's a Mario game created that was part of the evolutionary process. Chris Melodandri. We try to put clear and simple thoughts behind something that is actually a phenomenon. It has so many different factors involved. So on one hand, we could talk about his relatability. We could talk about his everyman qualities. We could talk about his perseverance. But you could then talk about that nose or that mustache, or you could then look at all of these things and go, it's really as much about the excellence of the games and what role they play in introducing gameplay in ways that were totally fresh and exciting. Or you could talk about a spirit that resides inside of Miyamoto-san that extends into Mario. It's one of the great questions, but if I find it very hard to reduce down to a simple answer.
What a beautiful response.
Yes,
So-
that was
Because
good.
he's right.
He's right, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of hot air too. Like, who cares?
I care.
Well, I'm sure he cares. I'm sure he cares.
You have a great property. We all love it. Do we need to dissect why we all love it?
Well, that's what he's saying. He's saying I can't dissect it, but he can appreciate the points of view of what people love about it from his experience. Like this is someone who's clearly listened to fans and heard what they had to say, that he could project it like this, that he knows that there are people out there who enjoy a deeper view of Mario, like the everyman character, and people who are just like, oh, I'm really into the hat and the mustache.
I would argue now that Mario is a bigger icon than Mickey Mouse.
No way.
Mickey, man,
Where's
Mickey's
Mickey
got
at? Where's Mickey?
everywhere.
I defy
What
you.
show?
Want to have
What
dreams come
game?
true.
Where's his character? It pop up here and there, but Mario has a Mario stance.
I
Like-
don't disagree, but you can't swing a dead cat without finding Mickey Mouse stuff.
This is true. But that's because he's been laced everywhere for the last
That's my
50
point.
years.
Look,
But I'm sorry, as
my
far as
point.
like putting, if you were to put up Mickey Mouse and Mario right now to the world, who do you think the world would choose?
Hold
What,
on.
as recognizable?
Yeah, like to say,
I
if
still
you had to
think it's
pick from
Mickey
these
Mouse.
two,
It's still going to be Mickey.
I think it would
I
still
go
be
Mario.
Mickey.
Worldwide, I think it's
I go Mario.
I know, but dude,
in
you do
certain
not
areas, yeah.
understand. Look at what foreigners are looking at, right? And look how
Thank
many
you.
foreigners come to
Yo,
Disney World.
Mario is huge in the world.
But
He
dude,
is. He's
huge.
he does, but not the legacy that has been
Well, I'm not talking about legacy.
founded.
I'm not talking about
Yeah.
legacy.
No, but
I'm talking about
I am.
current.
It doesn't matter about current. Little children are still watching Mickey all the time. There's always
Correct.
new Mickey shows for
Yes.
for toddlers, and what comes before toddler, like for
What-
babies.
what-
and
I don't
toddlers.
really see what Mickey shows have you seen.
Dude, go on Disney
Mickey
Plus.
Mouse
Mickey
Clubhouse
and
is
boom.
huge.
Is it? I'm totally
Yeah,
Huge.
no, no, dude,
Bro,
you
go
are
on
in your
Disney
own special
XD
bubble.
and- Go on Disney XD and what's the other Disney channel? That's just the regular Disney channel.
Disney XD,
Every
Disney
other-
I
Plus.
can see Mickey in his office
Every
right
other
now.
one's Mickey.
So Sam on the Council of Comics
Yeah.
doesn't believe me, huh?
Freaking Minnie Mouse and her gal pals have their own show called
Right, Minnie Mouse has
Minnie's
her
Boutique.
own show.
They have their
Oh,
own show.
Minnie
now.
Mouse has a fairy tale show, right?
That's right. There's that one too. I'm talking about
Really?
Minnie's
I'm
Boutique,
so blocked out from that stuff.
Dude, I got
Exactly.
8 nieces and nephews. I
I
can
have-
tell you.
though. Bro, I still have to say, what's it? Toodles. When you want to find something, you're not sure what it is because you need Toodles to come and bring you your tool. Cliff knows what I'm talking about.
I do.
It's sad, right?
Yeah, it is. It gets in your head.
Moving on.
And the
Lin-Man-
hot dog
Sam's
dance.
like blown away.
I am. I'm just want to know the next story. I'm
Hot
just blown
dog
away. I don't have the resources to answer anything. We got to move on. Lin-Manuel Miranda had one goal with the Little Mermaid remake. Don't F it up.
I couldn't care less about this movie.
Oh,
That-
It
you know,
has
I care
nothing
about
to
this
do with.
movie.
it
I
has
care about
everything
this
to do
movie
with-
because the Little Mermaid animated movie is by far one of the best animated movies of all time. And I've seen it over 40, 50 times.
Right. These
know what I mean?
movies, all of these live action movies are trying to sell us movies to adults that we've already seen. Because children
Right.
don't want to see this. They'll sit through it. They like the music, but they're more about the animated stuff. So this isn't for them. This is for people our age and maybe a little bit younger. And I couldn't care less. I'd rather watch the animated one.
But
Yeah, and it also connects to like
And,
Mario. Like with Mario, you know, they're like, oh, we need a live action Mario. But now Mario proves no, we don't ever need to
Right.
see a live action Mario. You don't
Right.
have to do everything live action. I think Disney's starting to learn that. But what were you gonna say, Cliff?
now pretty much along the lines of what you were going for. Like, it's kind of ridiculous that people feel like there can't be great. I mean, I feel like Disney has proven that there's grand success in animation. You know, they've got massive animated hits. So I don't know. I mean, so yeah, so Disney's proved it. I guess people have to prove it to themselves. But Mario doing this well is proof of a lot of things. His popularity, all the things that they managed to do right in this movie.
And this may be a great movie, but I it's just one of those, like,
I feel like it's the last one I want to see live
I don't
action.
even want to see it.
You know what I mean? No, I want to see it for the
Little Mermaid
talent.
to me
There are
is kinda
some
one of those
talented
borderline
people
ones
in
anyway.
here. Like
What's
the
up?
Bailey sister, like she's huge, tremendously talented. And from the things I've seen so far from it, she's hitting her, Ariel right on mark.
Yeah.
That like.
Oh my God, yo, what's her name? Oh my God, the playing Ursula. Oh,
that's
McCarthy.
Yeah,
Melissa
Melissa
McCarthy.
Oh, is that
Yo,
right?
did you see that one little clip where it's just like this much of her face, like trying to seduce her into the plan?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, Melissa McCarthy is like eating this up.
Yeah.
You know, like
the only thing I worry about is the animal stuff, because
I've
I
heard
was
it's not great.
I was very key to the animation, like their facial expressions, how they do things, and you're gonna have to try to mimic that in live action, which is tough. You know what I mean? I saw one clip already with the crab, and I was like, that ain't cutting it. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Are they gonna live action the priest popping a boner when she walks out on the? You
Oh
ever
my
see
God,
that?
No.
Oh, dude, yeah, go back and watch if you watch it when she walks across the ship mat, the main the deck. She comes out on the deck. Remember? If you watch it, there's this little, like, the priest kind of stands up on his little box, and you see this little boom. It's bad, dude.
well, the original VHS.
You're right, the case too.
The original VHS case, one of the castles is a penis shape.
I mean,
why
it's
that
Disney
is?
we're talking about here. Let's
Well,
look
the
at the
thing
old
is,
Mickey Mouse
it's the
cartoons.
clamshell.
Well, no,
Ridiculous.
because what happens is the animators would get bored and slip little things in here and there. It would be missed. Fans would see it, and
Right.
this, like the word "sex" is spelled out in Starlight in the original cut of the Lion King. They've
It's
had
leaves.
to edit
No, it's
that out
leaves.
since, you know.
It's leaves.
Oh, sorry, leaves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like they have to go back and be like, oh my God, what?
And
are
it was
our
a different
animators
culture
doing?
back then too.
Well,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
There's no
From what
internet.
I
There's no
heard-
other stuff. So, go ahead.
With the Little Mermaid thing was because it's the artwork on the original case, because they've since changed it. You can find it, but it's harder to find. Is that one of the animators got fired, and he's like, well, screw them, and did that on his way out the door, and nobody caught it.
That's a way to get
Because
out.
if you look at it, it's like one of the middle spires. It's fully a penis.
Let's do this final one. Wicked movie images reveal first look at Elphaba and Glinda in costume. Elphaba. Where are those pictures? So it looks good. It looks good. Now, what exactly is the story of Wicked?
So, Story of Wicked is the story of the Wicked Witch who isn't truly wicked, right? She is an environmentalist, right? And she wants to go to university, you know, in the Emerald. Is it the Emerald City? I think so, right? And she befriends Glenda. They're actually good friends, you know. But things get sour. There's all sorts of stuff that goes on. She's accused of something that she didn't actually do, and that's when she's labeled wicked, and she's like, I've had enough of this. So she sings this big song at the end, Act 1, and of course that's when she grabs the broomstick and she's flying, right? So because she's so outraged, she's like tapped into this inner power, right? But yeah, she's like,
okay, I don't know if you can see that. I found it. If you want to see the picture, hold on. You know what? Can I do it this way? Turn this down.
So this is a prequel to Wizard of Oz.
It is, but they but do not look at it that way. They do not make sense together whatsoever.
Okay.
There's like, for instance, the guy
right there.
she's in love with,
You see it now?
Yeah, right there.
the guy Alphaba's in love
crazy.
with,
Yeah.
gets turned into the Scarecrow. Through a right? So like, and I'm like, there are no signs that the Scarecrow and Alphaba were in love. Zero.
It's an alternate timeline.
It's a different timeline.
But this is a very popular theater show.
It absolutely is a very popular Broadway
One of
show.
the
It's
classics.
beautiful.
Yeah.
The
Chenoweth,
book
right?
it's based on madness.
Kristen Chenoweth was her big one, right?
Kristen Chenoweth. It was a big role for her where she played Glenda. And of course, I'm dying here because I should know her name all day and all night.
Don't die. No. All right, well, Cliff is thinking about that. We're going to head into this domestic weekend box office. Super Mario
Menzel.
Brothers.
Sorry.
Oh, say it again?
Idina Menzel. She starred in Wicked.
Oh,
She's
that's
like,
right. What
Yeah.
was it that the Travolta called her at the Oscars when he got her name way wrong?
What do you say?
Idina Menzel or something like that. I don't know.
It was, he didn't even get any of the syllables right, if I remember correctly. It was
Oh, that's terrible. But of
course,
course,
coming from a guy who we all admitting I didn't have a stroke, but yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I
now
should
of
be
cour-
sensitive.
we should all know that she's very popular for her music for the Frozen movies as well, and a bunch of other stuff that is not coming to mind right now because I am being a terrible fan. But she's amazing. She's married to Taye Diggs. Nobody seems to know that.
Was that right? I didn't know.
Yeah.
All right. So this weekend's box office, Super Mario Brothers have come in number one again with 87 million. They're at 347 domestic.
Jeez.
They're over 500. They're at 677 million in 2 weeks. This is gonna make $1 billion.
How much has Shazam made?
Oh, we'll see if you're still on the list. We'll check it out. But this is, oh my God, they got to be going nuts over there, man. Going nuts about all the things they can do now and everything.
Super Mario Brothers movie too.
Yeah, but there's also talk that with Zelda, they won't use this animation form.
Really?
Zelda will be more of a, I don't know how to say, magic, mystical, Lord of the Ring type animation. And each project that they do will have a different animation style. So
I think Zelda would benefit from the style that they used for the Spider-Man movies, and then for
that would be cool.
Puss in Boots just recently.
Yeah,
I think it would look really good if they did it that way.
that would be cool. The Pope's Exorcist came in at number 2, bringing in 9 million. Little Russell Crowe. That's Russell Crowe, right? He's in that movie. Yeah,
I've never heard of it before.
I
Yeah,
saw
Russell
it closer for when we were leaving Mario Brothers.
John Wick 4 came in at number 3. 349 million worldwide.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. Renfield came in with 7 million.
I want to see that movie, but I haven't had a chance to get there yet.
I don't believe it came out worldwide. I believe it just came out. Oh yeah, it did come out worldwide. They're at 10 million worldwide.
And it's getting great reviews.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Air brought in another 7 million. They're at 33 million domestic. Dungeons and Dragons holding on at number 6. They brought in about 7 million.
Yes.
They're at 74 domestic. Let's see what they are worldwide. They're at 157 worldwide.
Not bad.
The thing they're saying about this movie is it was too expensive to make. So they don't know if they're going to do a part 2 theater-wise. They think they might transition to TV series or something like that. Because this movie cost over $150 million to make.
Hello.
So, but I believe it's a great starting point for them if they want to do something.
Listen, I think it's really hard to judge because the movie at this point in time, the movie's basically broke even, right? But like the reviews, critical and fans are very good overall. So it's like,
and then you got to see the ancillary market with the digital downloads and the
right.
Blu-rays.
But this is going to be really tricky for them because you can't ignore that it's been well received,
Right.
but you spent a lot of money on it. And what are we going to do with that?
Right.
You know what's funny about a movie like this is it's based on a game property, right?
Yes.
And I guarantee you, no sales of that game and the books have gone up since this movie came out. Much like you don't see like sales on comic books go up when Thor comes out.
Well,
no, of course not.
It cracks me up. You would
but
think
the thing, like,
go see this movie and like it, or like, oh, that's really good. Maybe I should go get what it's based on.
Dungeons and Dragons is a very intricate game, though.
Is it though?
You know what I mean? It is. Like once you've learned it and everything, once you've learned it and you can go on it, but it's not something you easily just jump into.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I tell everybody. I'm like, you want to play?
Experience.
Here's a character. Let's roll.
Right.
Yeah. Because, dude, there is the rules are overwhelming constantly, right? And of course, they're always making updates. But like, you just need someone to be like, all right, I'm going to cover the basic rules. You guys build your characters. And let's talk about it. And then if you have a situation where like, I'm curious to play, I don't know what to do, that's when I'm like, well, I'll run it. And here's a character sheet. Sit down and I'll tell you when you have to roll your dice and what you're going to do. And that's the momentum. So there's really only two learning curves. Learning curve A, someone gave me a character, I started playing with whomever. Learning curve B, I sat down with the whole group and we all built our characters together and I slowly started to learn from there. But the main thing is someone's got to be like, let's do this. We're doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I
don't
don't
real push for the game either, though. Usually you see a push for the game in the movie, but I didn't really see a push for the game.
I think it's relying on the lore and the fantasy for the push for the game. You know, it's taking place in the Forgotten Realms. They've covered all the major names of the Forgotten Realms, the prison, Lord Neverember, the Emerald Conclave, like all of this is hardcore concrete lore that they used as part of their plot that you could go and read more about or take adventures in, or whichever way you want to go with this, whether you just want to read D&D books or you want to actually play D&D games. Like, they dropped the seeds for all of it.
Cool. Mafia Mama came in at 7 with 2 million. Scream 6 got another 1.5 million.
Scream 6 is hanging in there.
It's hanging in there, right? Nefarious with 1.3. His Only Son, 500. Champions. Puss in Boots. It went up. It went up.
Which is it's crazy to me. More power to anybody seeing this in the theater, right? It's crazy to me that you're gonna pay to go see this in the theater when you can pay for $5 for Peacock and it's on Peacock. Yeah. It's just wild to me. Like, whatever you want to do, and you can sit in the comfort of your own home and watch.
I do believe you have to pay $9.99 for Peacock to get the movie.
I pay $5 a month.
You pay the one with the advertising.
Yeah, I have the premium one, I only got the premium one because I'm a soccer fan. We all know that, and in order to watch a lot of soccer games, you have to have premium. It's like $5.99 or something like that.
Boots.
Puss in Boots thing.
Let's look down here. Ant-Man's still making some money in there. Yo, Shazam. Oof.
Shazam. Speaking of that, I saw some story
Shazam
that they're talking about recasting your boy Jonathan Majors.
That's clickbait.
Is it though?
Because I saw when those stories were starting to come out, right? And I'm gonna get out of this so we get full screen. I saw those stories coming out, and what it was every company has a contingency plan.
Sure. Sure.
Everybody has one. So what a couple of influencers did is they from their sources heard that Marvel was looking at other actors. So this was the thing that went out that Marvel's recasting Jonathan Majors. No, it's just Marvel being smart and saying if this thing blows up, we're gonna have to go another direction. But Jonathan Majors is still Kang, and he will be until any major things happen with that case. They're just doing the smart thing. You know what I mean? They're looking for a backup. It's smart. But there's a lot of YouTubers that are trying to get some clicks off of that, man. So many. And I'm just like, all right, let's relax. Let's relax. All right. So that was the film and box office news. What movies did you guys go see? Let us know in the comments below. Now for the big part of the show. Every week we do a movie and we talk about it. We watch a movie and we come back and we talk about it. And this week the movie is Flash.
He would save every one of us. I'll say this: the best part of this whole experience for me was the soundtrack.
Yeah, Queen, man.
Yeah.
You can't beat Queen. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Just like the whole, like Cliff said it. Who said Ronaldo? Did you say it? Who said the fever dream part?
I
That
did.
was Cliff.
And he's totally right. I'm watching this movie. I'm like, okay, but
Right.
I feel like I'm like a little okay, moving along.
Well, that's because you got the producer, you got the guy who wrote the script, you got the director, and you got the art director. Because no, not just costume design. This man had full control of all art, and that was Danilo Donati, who's Italian and spoke no English. Okay.
Okay.
And half the crew is, so you got half the crew working this Italian, half the crew speaks English. That man doesn't speak English. The producer kept saying, let him do whatever he wants. It's his aesthetic. I love it.
I mean, it's fully an 80s movie. It has full 80s aesthetics, but I mean,
It is
special
gorgeous.
effects- gorgeous is a strong word.
for its time.
You don't
Sure,
think
it's
it's
not.
okay, it's visually
It's
impactful.
visually expansive. I'll give you that.
Yeah, like
it's
that, like
creative.
that crazy.
It's
That
creative
crazy art
beyond
director.
creative, but there's some stuff in it where you're like, that looks like garbage. But because I'm this far into it, I'm gonna let it go.
Oh yeah,
But I'm sure at the time it didn't look garbage though.
right at the time
At
it
the
was
time,
cutting
it
edge.
was-
I mean,
it was-
I'm coming off of Star Wars with this. You know, I mean, you look at the special effects of Star Wars, and there's most of them are still good now, and that was before this.
We're talking
Okay,
Star
wait,
Wars.
wait,
It's
wait,
Star
wait,
Wars.
And I
wait,
know
wait.
I'm using the pinnacle. I get
George
that. I'm
Lucas
just
has
saying.
patents that nobody else has. So
Right, but also if you watch the very first VHS of Star Wars, you like the little weird boxes around all the ships when they're in space.
Mm-hmm.
You don't remember that
I
from back
remember that.
then? Go
Yeah.
find an old
I remember
VHS
that.
copy and you'll see all the little. It was not as solid
Yeah.
back then as it is now. We've
Yeah.
had years for touch-ups to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, this is a story about. Okay, I'm trying to do this.
No, I'll do it.
Go
So
ahead.
Ming the Merciless, alien ruler, and he decides he wants to conquer everything. And he basically will decimate your planet, leaving only the women who essentially he finds attractive to mate with and repopulate worlds, to repopulate all of them in his own image. Yes, this movie is definitely pervy right from the beginning.
Oh, big time.
Yes. But basically, he's just doing the Eagle the Living Planet plot, except that he's a dude.
He had buttons for his natural disasters. Like he had an earthquake
Yes.
button. He had
Hot
a
hail. Hot hail.
yeah.
I was like, all right. Tornado. What was it? Tornado, earthquake. There was something, but the hot hail one was the one that made me laugh. I'm like, you mean brimstone? Because that's what it is. Can we just pause for a second and realize that the savior of the world is the New York Jets quarterback?
Yes.
The scene where they're fighting in that little throne room or stuff, and he
Yes,
gets the
in the
ball,
throne
and the guy was like,
Yes.
he's challenging you. You have to get down like this. Da, da, da.
Right.
I'm like, what?
He's playing
the
a
fuck?
terrestrial game. What are you thinking? So bad.
Oh my!
So
Can you imagine
stupid.
being on set filming this movie?
Yo, apparently they were all like, "What the hell?" And Sam Jones didn't even get to finish filming the movie.
No.
Right?
Yeah, he got like into some form of dispute with De Laurentiis, the producer, and now Sam Jones in interviews swears that his management team was what came between them because they wanted a piece of the guy. They wanted like more money, and he's like, "To hell with that! There's no more money." So there's all sorts of scenes in this movie where it's body doubles. So remember, all the smoke is coming down on them, right?
Mhm.
That's a body double. The guy who did a bunch of voiceover lines for George Lucas. And for Jim Henson, he does the voiceover lines for Flash in many of the scenes. So that when there's scenes where Flash doesn't sound like himself, that's the voiceover dude.
I don't think I noticed that, but okay.
The guy's a very good voiceover actor, very good. But there are certain little moments in the production where like he's like off camera, not facing them, and like the audio sounds a little bit like linear, and you're like, huh. So so now I know. It says I did not know then. But man, I mean, and obviously I love this movie as a kid. So like I have learned more and more and more and more through the years. And I'm like, the movie's insane.
I mean, I can see why it's a cult classic, but it is out there.
Look
And
at the cast.
chick you just showed, I thought she's the better looking of the two. The Princess Aura.
Well, she had to be, you know, because she had to be the more seductress character.
Yeah, I guess.
So here's the cast. You got Sam Jones as Flash Gordon, Melanie Anderson as Dale Arden,
Max von Sydow,
yeah.
How about we
Emperor
have,
Ming.
yeah, but
He's
how
Emperor
about
Ming.
We got Reptevia as and Zarkov. Every time he opened his mouth, I'm like, I was waiting for him to sing "If I Were a Rich Man."
Chain Topol as Dr. Hans Zarkov, Ornella Moody as
Topol.
Princess Aura, Timothy Dalton
Yes.
Yeah.
as Prince
That's
Baron.
one of like the best fights is Flash and Timothy Dalton.
Yeah.
Who
Brian
looked like
Blessed.
Errol Flynn through the whole movie.
Yeah,
Right?
I love it.
The tree. What was it? The God Arbor. I was like,
Oh,
okay.
Let me tell you, I did not know what was going on in my youth. All I knew is that I love seeing Timothy Dalton and Sam Jones on screen. Loved it.
Peter Wingard, Clytus.
You skipped Prince Voltan.
Yes,
I
he did.
said him. I said Brian Bless
Oh,
as Prince Voltan.
How about every time he none of his lines didn't there was no lines that he had in the movie didn't end with him laughing at the end of it.
Yeah.
Ha, 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 ha. Everything was ha, ha, ha,
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah. Do you know he had a special perch built for him because of the hefty wings that they did not want damaged? So everyone else all the other actors had to lie down on the floor on their stomach because of the hefty wings that they couldn't damage. And he had a special seat, a special stool, and they're like, "Oh, look, you're perched again, aren't you, Brian?" And he would just be cursing them out and stuff.
Jeez.
Great.
That's like the smoking right there on the set on Breakfast. Can't believe I'm doing this damn movie. Peter Wingard as Clytus.
Yep.
Mariangela as Mulatto as Kala.
She's
John
the one
Osborne.
that's the general, right?
Yes.
Okay.
John Osborne as the Borean priest. Richard O'Brien as
Richard
Fico.
O'Brien, writer of Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like, just so you know, like all these people were coming off some really great stuff in their lives, and they're like, "Let's do Flash Gordon."
John Hallam as Luro. Philip Stone as Zogi the High Priest. Suzanne Danielle as Serving Girl. William Hopkins as Munson. Ted Carroll as Biro. And so forth. Robbie Coltrane as Man at Airfield.
Yeah,
I don't remember him in the movie.
he's literally the only dude in the airfield at the beginning of the movie.
Jeez,
Yeah.
man. And I like him. I've seen him in a bunch of stuff. Well,
He's
he's
so young.
Hagrid, but I remember the movie when Nuns on the Run?
Yes.
He's
Yes.
one of the main two guys.
Yeah. By the way, like I love how there was like shameless inspiration from Hawkman for the Hawkmen.
Oh, you think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
DC's gonna sue somebody?
Well, I guess they can't because there are Hawkmen in the Flash Gordon.
The original.
Yeah, the original. So it's like, oh, okay, we don't like it, but go ahead.
Yeah, for everybody who doesn't know out there, this is not original. This comes from old serial shows back in the 40s. 50s?
Well, the comic book, then the movie
book,
serial, the radio serial.
yeah.
It did get an animated series. Yo, can you imagine the animated series came out just before this with like the hype for the movie, and like people like the animated movie, and then this very divisive.
Mhm.
I mean, look right there. That's Errol Flynn.
Yes.
He's just
Well, that was
missing
the
hat.
inspiration.
Yeah, I'm
He's
sure.
literally missing the hat, and that's it.
By the way, this thing was about 80 feet off the ground, that platform,
Is
and
that right?
it actually moved. And Sam and Timothy Dalton trained for weeks to be able to do that scene without dying.
That scene was
Oh,
pretty.
God, did they
ridiculous.
put real spikes in there or something?
No, but they really did pop up from the floor, so they could hurt you.
I
Yeah.
mean, that scene was pretty ridiculous. It was,
That was
it
a-
Oh,
that was a
movie's
cool
pretty
part of the movie.
ridiculous.
well, it is, but like,
Yeah.
if of the two people in the entire movie that you would think would have a decent fight scene, it just looked like it reminded me of. And then we talked about this a couple weeks ago, Sam. WrestleMania 3 with the 10 minutes of feats of strength between Hulk and
and
Ultimate
Warrior.
where you're like,
Yeah.
all right, enough of that. Actually, do something. That's what this felt like to me. Do something. You kind of been avoiding each other the whole time.
Restored to 4K. I didn't watch it in 4K.
Oh, and how about he you know, they get shot off in the rocket at the beginning of the movie, right? So he's wearing his own clothing. You know, you got Flash on the front with, you know, because that's who you are. You know, you're wearing your own merch. He just happens to get a red wife beater with the lightning bolt on the front. That's his logo.
Yeah, I wonder where that
just
came
happened-
from.
they just happen to have
Where did
one
that come
single
from?
outfit.
But we're so nitpicky nowadays. Come on, you know what I mean? Back in the days, it's like it was an adventure of a lifetime.
Plus,
You
they're
know?
an advanced alien race. Like they probably could have whipped up, be like,
Yeah.
"You like this? Give it to him."
What'd you say, Phil?
I think this was eye candy for kids back in
Oh,
the day.
yeah.
You know, like this
Oh, it was eye
definitely
candy
like
for everybody, Phil. It was eye candy for everybody.
This movie is the kind of movie that should have had a line of toys that would have sold.
Oh,
sold, sold,
yes.
but
yes.
it never did.
This could use a reboot.
And they're
And
trying.
to clean up with the
Done
script.
properly. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because, like, this whole movie is your storyboard. Just take this movie, chop it up, and redo everything, but do it better. You know what I mean?
And maybe leave the plot to being about conquering worlds and not the other stuff.
Well, But yeah, but if you do it right and you're a little more subtle about it, he just comes off as evil, and that's, you know, instead of kind of creepy.
But he's creepy and evil. That's actually what I kind of love about it. Like,
Yeah.
part of me is like, yo, whoever remakes it, just lean into it. Just go for it. But maybe give Flash a better origin, you know?
Yeah.
And then part of me
Yeah.
is like, nah, maybe we want it to be a family movie. Let's not lean into that.
Yeah. What does it say? Like a fairy tale set in a
Discotheque in the cloud.
That's not a
in the
bad. That's
cloud.
not bad.
Listen, the best part of the movie, I'm gonna tell you, for me, the best part of the movie is when he gets on that little glider, the music comes on, and it goes flash. And I'm like, classic. I was like, I felt like it pulled me into the movie. Like, okay, this one part of the movie, this is amazing, awesome. That's the best part for me. What's the best part for you guys?
Well, when I was younger, it was his butt. I love that part. But but actually, I do like him fighting the prince on the floating thing. You know? But then again, maybe it's because like it's been burned into my mind as like, man, I just love these two dudes with this disc.
What about you, Phil?
Oh, yeah, it would have been the Timothy Dalton fight on that platform.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That and there was a part where Ming's daughter and Flash, they're in the ship together and he's using that telepath thing to
Oh yeah, yeah. They're
Wait,
reading
she's
each
getting
other's
so
all
she
minds.
is like all over him, making
Yeah.
out with him and stuff.
Yeah.
And Dale's like, "What did you just say?" No, forget that. Don't worry.
Right.
What about you, Greaser guy?
I mean, I don't know if I have a favorite scene. There's a lot of stuff in it that I found ridiculous, so I'm trying to think if there's something.
But
I
there's
was like, all right, that was
There's some really cool stuff in this movie, even if it there's some really
I did
cool
like the
stuff in this
setup.
movie.
The opening stuff I thought was pretty good. I was like, all right, I'm into this movie when it opened up because I like I said, never seen it, so I'm going in completely blind. And the setup with the, until you get to Hot Hail because I started laughing. But the song and the setup of you don't know what is going on, but they're gonna destroy Earth and I'm like, all right. But how about the rocket gets shot off, but they still have to have the foot on the foot pedal lest they'll go flying around? They never fully explain that.
They don't explain a lot of things in this
No,
movie,
they don't.
Greaser guy.
I really
also love when Flash shows up towards the end. Oh no, when he's coming in on the bike, and they get the lightning field down. First of all, the lightning field, and he's coming in, and Dale knows that it's him, and they're trying to whisk her away, and she goes, and her line was, "Go Flash," and they just go.
And she goes like that. She runs off.
Yeah,
like...
she got his like. I also love that when the ship that he decides he can't get off the ship because someone has to pilot it into the whatever the building. So he doesn't get off the ship, but so he crashes in, and the only person who can't get out of the way is Ming the Merciless. The only person in the room. Who can't get out of the
Yes,
way. And he
yes.
goes through him. I was like, all right, I'm gonna let it go, but come on, what are we doing?
I thought the part that really made Ming a true villain was when they were torturing his daughter.
Yeah.
yes.
Was it
Yeah.
mole?
Something like that.
Mole
But then he was
rats?
just drinking. He's like, continue. I was like, oh, you
Yeah.
evil bastard.
Well, and that's when she decides that I'm done with this guy.
It gave me Thanos vibes. Put it
Yeah.
that way. When he was
Yeah.
torturing Nebula type stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I really love Zarkov, by the way.
Which one is
Like,
that? Is that the gold
he's
plate
the-
face?
Well, Matt, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Zarkov is the scientist that goes with them that knows everything about everything.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm Fiddler on the Roof guy. I'm sorry. I meant
Clytus
no, I
is
meant-
the gold plate face.
Clytus, yeah.
I loved him. So it turns out in filming, a lot of the stuff was ad-libbed and kind of crazy.
I can believe that.
And there's a couple of times the producer would say yes to everything because of what the art director wanted, right? But at one point he caught wind of something where like Dale was supposed to be a spider creature because Ming used the ring to hypnotize Flash, and he's like, "No, we're not doing this. We're absolutely not doing this. No, we're not doing that. No." And that absolutely did not make it into the movie. But anyhow, so the guy playing
Clytus.
Clytus.
the guy playing Clytus had to fly back in to do more scenes, right? And so he's trying to take advantage of the situation, and he's like, we could just make it so my character lives, right? And they're like, yeah, no, he really needs to die in this scene. He's like, okay. So they do the scene where he dies on the pit and whatever. And he goes, but then they called him back. And it's his hand that takes Ming's ring at the end.
Oh, is
right?
that right?
And he's like, so Clytus somehow lived. Ah!
There's
And I'm
your
like,
sequel.
yo.
There's your sequel.
And the sequel would have become the new predominant villain. So anyhow, he was like so excited, and he's like, and then the movie.
What if they did
Movie
a
would be
sequel
great.
now?
Can you
Like they
imagine
bring
we get
back-
Sam Jones
Yeah.
back out there?
He doesn't look that much different.
Doesn't it? I mean, he does look different, but
He looks older, but he
Yeah,
doesn't look
yeah,
like
yeah.
75 or however old he is.
Okay,
was
but
there.
let's be real. The movie will be about his son, Flash Jr. I mean, come on.
Oh,
That's cool.
certainly. I'm just
That's
saying.
cool.
It's not like he's falling down decrepit because he was at Terrificon a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. And listen, he still runs a security company,
Oh, is that right?
and he squeezes in the time for the shows. You know, like between running the company and doing the show. So like that's really cool. But yeah, the bad relationship between him and the producer resulted in nothing for him. Everything he was offered forward was small or television and bad, and like he was basically blacklisted. And he said eventually that they made amends, but it was way after his career was destroyed.
Wow, that's sad.
It was
Is this outfit like the outfit of the '80s? Because it's giving me very Lois Lane vibes, and I feel like I've seen this outfit.
Color scheme, yes, but if you notice, you can really tell everything from the art director, right? Did you lots of shiny clothes for the women, regardless of it's earth-based or alien-based,
Yeah.
shiny clothes. By the way, that black dress that she's in later on in the throne room is a 50-pound dress. It drove her crazy.
for the wedding.
For the wedding, she was like, it's a 50-pound dress. Like every outfit was so over the top. Like there was special accommodations for all the main actors because they're like, how am I supposed to move? How can I breathe in this? Like all of that. I mean, like it's just legendarily outrageous. And I don't know, somehow it's made me love the movie more, you know?
All right, that's Flash Gordon, everybody. Classic 1980s sci-fi film. Starring Sam Jones and a bunch of classic. Yeah. If you have not seen it, you can watch it on YouTube or you can rent it. Yeah. Nothing more we can say about this. You're into sci-fi? Go out. If you have seen it, leave a comment below. Let us know what you think about it.
It's special.
And if you just like crazy set designs and set pieces and art aesthetic, it's definitely worth it for that. Like if you're really into that, this movie delivered.
I feel it almost should have won an award for all that.
Yeah.
Like I think it didn't get considered for award just because of like the type of movie it is.
Yeah.
But like you said, the sets and the design and everything.
I mean, look at Ming's outfit. Like, look at that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The way they make the color red pop in this movie.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
I gotta tell you, crazy genius, the art director. Crazy genius.
All right. Yeah, that was fun. Talk about a little Flash Gordon.
The thing became more popular, like not on release, but after release, it was on like Channel 11
all the time,
all the time,
and it was on cable all the time, and it was readily available at the rent for every video store all the time. Like every time I was in the video store, there was always even in Blockbuster, there was 4 copies of Flash Gordon all the time. You know. And I'm like, oh, okay.
You know what I just watched again this weekend?
What's that?
Last Action Hero.
Oh,
I've never seen that movie.
You've never seen Last Action Hero?
We can do that
my God.
Oh, wait. Arnold wanted to be Flash Gordon, and De Laurentiis is like, dude, we can't. De Laurentiis is like, we can't do it because of the accent. But when Conan came around, De Laurentiis is like, Arnold, this is for you.
Yeah.
So there's a little
the
piece
lamentation
there.
of their women.
You have 10 lines in the whole movie. But look, Greaser Guy.
We can do Last Action Hero if you want. I just never seen it.
Last Action Hero. I mean, that's up to you guys if you want to do that.
I hadn't seen Jingle All the Way until about 3 or 4 years ago.
That's a classic too.
It is now, but I had never seen it.
I was surprised, like with Last Action Hero, how it stood up. It still stands on its own, like, and the story's pretty strong. And I feel like that was the last good Arnold Schwarzenegger action movie, and very symbolic in its last action hero.
Wasn't True Lies after that?
I think True Lies is 1984. It does come after.
And he did. What's the other one with where he's the helicopter pilot and he's but you find out towards the end he's a clone. The Eraser.
Oh, that's Sixth Day or something like that.
Yeah, that one was okay.
Yeah, that one was okay. But they weren't on the level of Predator and Terminator.
Get to
2.
the chopper.
Listen, Terminator 2, man.
Terminator 2 is
Unbelievable
excellent.
movie. Excellent. To
Yeah,
this
you know what?
day.
After I would say Erasure is still pretty strong, but you're right. After that, it takes a downward.
It takes a dive, right? Yeah, it takes a dive.
I
Yeah.
will say this. It's not really an action movie, but I can't remember what it's called. He did a movie about 3 or 4 years ago where he is a father of a girl who's been bit. It's a zombie movie.
She's like a
Aftermath.
sheriff, right?
I don't remember.
No, that's
And it's-
Stallone. That's Stallone.
it's got the
Aftermath,
Aftermath.
isn't it?
it's got what's her name from Little Miss
No.
Sunshine is his daughter.
Damn, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. I'm wrong about that movie. But what movie could you be talking about?
Hold on, I'll see if I can find it. I would say that it's his greatest role ever. I know a lot of people love his action stuff, but he really, I mean, he did some special things with that movie, and he's actually acting in it. Not that he doesn't act in the other ones, but maybe it is Aftermath.
No, it can't be. It's called Maggie.
Maggie, yeah, you're right. It is
Maggie.
Maggie. Yep, I just found it too. He's amazing in that movie.
Maggie! No, get to the chopper, Maggie.
Yeah.
Get to the chopper.
What are you doing? Kill me now! What are you waiting for?
Listen, I could say the two things that I wanted from Arnold Schwarzenegger that we could still probably get it, but we haven't gotten it, was King Conan
Mm.
and another Predator movie where he came back.
You know what? There are rumors. I don't know if there's a script out, but there's rumors that they're going to do a sequel to Twins.
Yes, I heard that rumor.
And the you know who the third twin is?
It's a black dude. What's his name?
It's Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
can you imagine that movie?
yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Triplets. They were gonna call it triplets or
I
something
think
like
they were
that.
going to call it
Twins is phenomenal.
Twins is a great movie.
Twins is so good. The gut, it gives
And
you
what's
the
the one
gut
where
wrench
he-
too.
Junior's good too. The one where he gets pregnant.
Yeah,
It's silly, but it's good
it's
too.
silly. Oh, we got some comments up here.
Ooh.
Larry Jackson said, "No Kindergarten Cop for Twins." Kindergarten Cop was good, Larry.
It's
It's
not,
not
a
a
tumor.
tumor.
Not a tumor at all.
What did he say? He said,
They're
boys
horrible."
have a penis and girls have a vagina.
Yeah,
He's
right.
like, what? What are you talking about?
I love the scene where he's standing in the middle of the kid with all the kindergartners. Shut up!
Ah!
And if you've ever been around that many 5-year-olds, you
Yes.
think it every 10 seconds. You don't say it, but you think it every 10 seconds.
Oh, Larry said he was just responding to the other comments. He didn't mean no. Oh, for the movie. Yeah. Yeah, Kindergarten Cop was great, bro. That was great. Arnold. What we got coming up this week? We got Mandalorian season finale coming up.
Yeah.
That's gonna
Which
be
after that
great.
hot cliffhanger. Woo!
Wowzers. That was
Yeah.
wowzers.
I watched that Friday. I watched Mandalorian.
Yeah. He had the Mandalorian's helmet.
Yes, I was.
You know what I
I was
mean?
gonna let it go until we talked about it, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll
definitely
do fuller in the Mandalorian review one, but we can
Sure
talk about it
does.
a little bit. But I think Boba's gonna show up with Fennec Shan, and I
It'd be
think the
awesome if
armor.
they
I
did.
think the armor is a traitor because she has the horns in her head, and what's his face has the Mandalorian horns. I think she's a traitor because remember she was like, "I gotta take these wounded people out of here." Oh yeah, you gotta take these wounded people out of here. Do you know what's coming? Through the whole episode, I was going with Kamari. I was like, I don't trust her, man. There's something about her. I don't trust her.
But why be a traitor now? And why set up?
Exactly.
I don't think she's a traitor.
I like the deep cuts. I don't know if you guys read the Heir to the Empire novels.
We're the first two.
Captain Pelion was part of that Shadow Council. He's a major.
Well, so
right-handed-
was General Hux. Well,
Hux?
he's General Hux.
Hux.
Hux
Yeah,
is
His
relative.
they're
father. That's
folding
his
everything
father.
together.
That's
Yeah.
Hux's father.
Is that right? Because he
yeah.
has commandeer Hux or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
So like in the book,
Played by the actor's brother. I love it.
yeah. What's funny about this is because there's these books
When are we
called
gonna get Brendan Gleeson
the,
in one of those movies?
Aftermath books. Have you guys read the Aftermath books?
I
They
have
take
not.
place right after Return of the Jedi. It's like the final battle that the Empire has at Jakku. And what happens is Admiral Sloane is a big admiral, and she kind of like betrays the other admirals, but takes the fleet into the unknown regions to start the First Order. And she takes Hux, the father Hux, with her over there. So he's there doing stuff, but he's also starting that First Order. And if you remember in the first little blurb of The Mandalorian when it came out, long time, they said this will also show the beginnings of the First Order. Because remember, in the beginning of Force Awakens, they had a treaty. There was a treaty between the First Order and the New Republic. They came to an agreement.
Don't remember that, but okay.
Yeah, they came to an agreement and so forth. So I guess we're about to see all the stuff.
Well, when you
that
build
happened.
a Star Killer base, you don't have to have treaties anymore.
We're not gonna talk about that. Oh my god!
That's a treaty.
And I was
that's a
even
treaty
more
ender.
upset when I found out it was Ilum. It's the planet that the Jedi would go to get their crystals. It was in the Clone Wars and all that. I was like, you destroyed Ilum to create this monster?
Well, of course you're going to destroy that. You take out military targets first.
Oh
That's how
my
that stuff works, dude.
I was watching that the other day and how they shot the beam out and it just went like to the other planets.
Well, that's why it doesn't just destroy a planet; it destroys star systems. That's why.
Yeah, and I'm like, wouldn't that do something to that star system? Like make it collapse? Like you took a star out? Oh, we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna enter that madness. But yeah. All right, so that's our show for today. Episode number 33 of the Film and Box Office News Council of Comics Live podcast. What do you guys think? Did you see Flash Gordon? Leave a comment below. Do you like anything we talked about today? Leave a comment below. Did you not like it? Leave a comment below. Remember that we come back tomorrow at 8 p.m. for the new keys and hot comics of the week. We do this every week so you can get your bearings on what books you're going to get on New Comic Book Day, which is on Wednesday. And we will be back next week here at 5 p.m. doing another classic film and talking about your week in box office news. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button down below. Share it with your friends. I have tons of videos on the playlist. We drop a video almost every day. Tons of Mando, tons of television, tons of everything. Just go in there and look and see what you like and click like. So,
and we're 3 weeks from Alternicon for local people.
And Alternicon, Saturday, May 6th.
Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah, free comic book day. We'll be talking about that more tomorrow. All right. So for myself, for Cliff, for Phil, for Green Shirt Guy, aka Ronaldo, and the rest of the Council of Comics, we love you. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.